Hey, welcome to Yarn and Yarns YouTube. My name's Angela. Thanks for joining me for Vlogtober Day 2. Yesterday was a pretty fun day. It turned out more or less as planned. Had a fairly busy group in the morning. There was a couple of people missing. A few admin frustrations yesterday at the shop, but nothing that spoilt the day. And then into Cardiff to grab some lunch and watch a movie, which was a nice way to end the afternoon. Today should be a fairly straightforward day, dare I say boring. I am just about getting ready to head into the shop. It's about 9 AM. I've got a few bits and pieces to do before I head in. I am lucky enough to be able to live about a 10-minute walk, not even that, from where I work. And because I hate mornings and I'm the boss, I open a bit later than perhaps your average shop would, but you know, that's the perks. There are a lot of really difficult things about working for yourself, but setting your own hours in the morning is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I thought before I started my day today, I would chat to you about my whip of the week. So I'm not going to have huge amounts of time to do any of my own personal knitting this week. At the beginning of this video, as well as showing off my sparkly socks of the day. Hopefully you might have just seen me winding up some yarn. I have been sample knitting for Quail Studios. Here in the UK, Quail are an independent design company, but they design a lot for Rowan, and I have been sample knitting for them for a few months now. So I've got 2 projects to work on for them with a deadline of 2 weeks time. So a lot of my knitting time will be taking up with those projects, and unfortunately I'm not allowed to share what I'm making. However, I don't see any harm in showing off the yarn. So I have wound up some yarn for the first of those 2 projects this morning. Hopefully that should be a quick one, as it's Rowan big wool. Some people in the shop ask me why I always wind my yarn before I start my projects, and as you can see, even if it comes in a ball, I will try and wind my yarn before I start, and that's really just because I like to try and deal with any factory knots before I get started on my project. It's really frustrating when you're knitting away and you come across a knot in the ball of yarn. It happens relatively frequently with commercial yarns, and ever so often with indie dyed yarns, although I haven't had huge amounts of problems with indie yarns. But yeah, I just like to be able to control where my joins are coming in. So if I know where that's going to happen at the start, then that's fantastic. It just makes life easier. So yeah, that's why I wind up my yarns before I start. But anyway, back to my whip of the week. So I am working on a sweater for myself, and it's been on the needles since last Christmas when I did my 12 cast-ons of Christmas. And I'm using this lovely yarn from Rowan, which is Valley Tweed, in this beautiful sort of burnt orange colour. Sorry about the light in the corners, nothing's going to show up particularly well. The sun's trying to break through this morning. It's been grey today so far, so I'm not going to complain about the appearance of the sun. But I'm working on my sleeves for the Dern, so I'm doing these 2 at a time, and I have got quite a way through them. This project has been on and off, as I say, for the whole year. It hasn't seen much love recently, but as I'm not going to get a huge amount of personal knitting time this week, I thought I'd try and set myself a goal for the week that wasn't too unachievable. So I have finished the increases for these sleeves, and I am about to knit. I think I've got about an inch or so to knit before I start the top of the arm shaping. So hopefully these won't take a huge amount of time. So I thought this could be something that might be achievable to have finished by the end of the week on top of the commitment knitting that I have. So yeah, that is my whip of the week. My Dern is living in a bag that I made myself a little while ago. This gorgeous oyster catcher fabric is from Poppy Treefy, and Poppy is a designer who's based down in Cornwall here in the UK. So yeah, I made myself a fairly large bag. So that's got the back of the sweater, the 2 sleeves and few spare balls of yarn. Put my teeth in. So yeah, that will be what I am working on this week, as well as the new pair of socks that I'm going to cast on, but I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. In the shop today I have no groups, but I am expecting a yarn delivery either today or tomorrow, so if that comes in I might stick in a little bit of footage for that. I'm not sure if there's going to be any out and about today. As I say, it started out as a pretty grey day here, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. If it buckets it down with rain or anything like that, then there won't be any out and about, but if it stays nice and bright then I might try and get out somewhere just for a little walk before I head home this evening. So yeah, we'll see. If anything interesting happens, then there should be some footage coming up. If not, then you'll see what sort of day I've had. We might just be signing off. So I made it to the end of the day and I didn't get a chance to record any more footage today, and that is not because the day was boring as as I had at first feared. I was very busy in the shop today, which is great. Obviously the busier we are, the more likely we are to be able to keep the lights on and stay open. So yeah, I just didn't get a chance to film anything. My order did arrive, but a bunch of the yarn was out of stock, so it wasn't the most exciting. So I didn't record anything unpacking that. My card machine got sorted out, so that was great. Yeah, other than that, just a busy day with customers. So that is it for Vlogtober Day 2. I didn't go out for a walk or anything after work just because it was very miserly. Wasn't exactly raining, but it was very damp in the air. And I've been on my feet a lot today because of the number of customers that we've had through the door. So I figured I would just come home and finish this video. I've also recorded my first segment for a normal vlog episode, chatting about my works in progress, finished objects, all the usual stuff. So I have done that since I've got home. I am now going to be spending the evening cozying up with the cat, making something simple for tea because again, I don't want to stand up much more today. And I'm also going to be working on one of the sample knits that I chatted about this morning. So yeah, that is the rest of my day. Thank you so much for joining me today, and with any luck I shall be back again tomorrow.